Stand to MechWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Rippers and Rumblers. And last time, well, we've made it to a brand new planet, New Aragon, and we've tested out our brand new mech. Well, the first of our brand new mechs, our Wolverine, is currently now the next 55-tonner in the group, so that puts us actually up to 4 of them. We have two Shadowhawks, a Wolverine, and a Bushwhacker in the 55-ton range, which allows us to press a little bit more against the enemy, and with that in mind, the Broken Chain. We have a very ambitious target in mind for you, a Davian logistical base. Thousands of tons of armor, ammunition, mech parts, and personnel pass through this facility every day, all on its way to frontline fighting units. A strike at this base will seriously hinder the Davian forces, possibly even turning the tide of the battle completely against them. It will be well defended, and as soon as the assault begins, the enemy will scramble reinforcements. We're going to take this one for 192,000 I was about to say 500 Seabills, but no, just 192,000 flat Seabills, 5 of 21 priority salvage, so quite a lot of good. It is also a 2-skull mission, which means we should run into a decent number of mediums. Maybe we should run into another 55-tonner or 2 that we might want to pick up, or maybe even a heavy that we can steal. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? So let's get down into the group, and today we have brought along for your viewing pleasure Brother, once again in his modified Hatchetman Hacker, in the Wolverine Bullet Trap, in our Bushwhacker hidden in back camouflaged, and Majestic in the Starhawk. So let's get ready to rumble. So, recently we have fully upgraded to the most recent version of the game up until this point, which is a little bit behind where you are. And, yeah, there have been a lot of tweaks lately that have been made to the new upkeep system, especially for how much it charges for parts that are out of mission at the moment, that are being stored, parts, mech parts, and that sort of thing. And I gotta say, looking at some of the numbers they're coming with, it's starting to become much more reasonable. It definitely looks like the initial versions, very much undercooked, needed a lot more work to sort of make them where they needed to be, but the team has been working tirelessly to get down costs to where they should be. That'll be much more reasonable and efficient. Wow, that's twin PPCs out of a what? Oh, it's an urban mech. Another urban mech, interesting. A second urban mech. Have we run into another urban mech posse? We seem to be running into quite a few of those lately. I'm a little bit concerned about what's going on. Where did all the enemy mediums go, and why are they all little guys? But yeah, the most recent version of the mod actually has reasonable prices-ish. I did go through and sell pretty much a ton of things, but really the prices weren't super bad anymore. So I'm very happy to be looking at sort of what they're kind of doing in that department, getting it moving forward in a way that should be more fun and interesting for everybody. I'm still not sold on the changes, but I've definitely come around from being completely against them in terms of just the normal storage costs, because I think they're doing a pretty decent job of actually coming up with something interesting and reasonable. I think we're going to say reasonable about 8,000 times in relation to this. What are you? You kind of look like a crab, but I can't really see. So we are currently running with the current default settings, I believe. Anyway, I didn't change anything for what they're currently charging us. So, as you can see, our brand new Bushwhacker is equipped with a Silver Bullet Gauss Rifle, twin light PPCs, and a Rocket Launcher 10, just for a little bit of extra damage because we had a half-ton laying over and I didn't know what to do with it. This should be relatively okay, sort of as a long-range plinker. I can't really guarantee anything. What are you? That's going to be an AC-10 and a machine gun. You, however, are packing twin PPCs of some description, so I'm going to sort of take care of you. Oh, wow, just blew off one leg, managed to completely heavily damage the other leg. He's going down, and that was kind of everything that I ever hoped this mech would be. Amazing. Okay, I am definitely on board with this brand new Bushwhacker. The only downside to the new purchase system is that, well, I did go through and I sold pretty much everything. Everything we didn't need, everything we were out of, so most of the light mechs, most of the lighter mediums. If you're below 50 tons, unless I've got a special reason to look for you, I've kind of dumped you. If it's using a placeholder model, I've dumped it for the most part. I also got rid of all the mechs that we had in storage. A little bit sad because there's a lot of history there of stuff that we really liked and enjoyed, but I think it might end up being for the best as we move forward. Yeah, we'll just dump it all in. If he dies, he dies. Yeah, he didn't die. We're going to get quite a bit out of that one. And he had a fairly significant amount of firepower. I mean, he did have twin PPCs, so we should be able to steal some pretty decent equipment off of that one. I don't want to get too close to these turrets, because turrets can be terrifyingly deadly, but I may not have much of a choice. The Starhawk isn't really designed to go punch through these turrets. It's much more of a skirmisher against other enemy mechs, but we may not have much of a choice. So let's go blasting away. He's the only one left. He was moved last. Got a decent number of hits on there, and ooh, triple hit from from that large pulse laser. So we're looking at it very nicely at this point. Urban Mech 2C, who brought the clans? Okay, we want to take his legs if at all possible, because he will be equipped with clan tech, and clan tech was, oh, it's so good. We have 2 ER medium laser for clan. I haven't put them on anything yet, but I really want to, because there's so much good stuff you can do with the clan tech. Deep scan going down. We do, of course, need to remember there is the reinforcement group that has recently come in. We do need to pay attention to them. Starhawk taking a little bit of fire, but ignoring most of that. But yeah, reinforcements up here we got to deal with relatively short order. Hacker. My hacker man. I think actually I'm just going to throw forward and start nailing these turrets. Taking these turrets offline will go a long way to allowing us to easily and efficiently wiping out everything else. So I'm going to leave that one to the Starhawk. This one we're going to start taking... Ooh, we got a 8. Ooh, that's not good. So we actually do have a turret that's going to be able to handle that without too much trouble, unfortunately. So the Bushwhackers, you have a shot? You do. Okay, you're going to take it because you've got shoot and scoot. Not going to bother with the rocket launcher. Heavy turret chassis, 200-ish health. Yeah, we're going to turn on the rocket launcher. Ooh, wait, no, it probably won't get through the AMS, so we'll keep it off. Twin PPCs. Oh, did not quite penetrate. I'm not sure if the turrets were included in this change, but vehicles recently got double the structure. Minus 15% armor, though, so that you can sort of experience the criticals a bit more. I cannot axe these turrets. It pains me greatly. Actually, do I have a mask? I do have a mask and a supercharger. Let's go turn them on. Calculating all the brand new movement possibilities that we possibly have, and it has calculated. So, we can. Lovely. So I can't see these 3 turrets, so I can't kill them like this, but we're gonna just run along with the mask. Hello. Goodbye. So that's the first turret down, and that will allow us to focus our fire on the other turret. 30 heat from fire, we don't really care. We don't walk through the fire all that much. Starhawk, of course, is going to then walk... do we need to walk forward? Yes, we kind of do. We're going to make sure that we stay in cover. We're also going to avoid being spotted by the Urban Mech 2C. So we're going to focus on this hardened turret chassis. Hopefully take it down. Looks like we should be able to. Yeah, no problem at all right there. Just burning through it. Not really accumulating too much heat, which is good, although the fires have begun to burn behind us, as we can see over here. Gotta wait to see what this 2C does, because I want to take him. We got a Flea, don't care. A Hunchback 4SP, don't care. And a Hunter Light Support Tank, don't care. We're blowing all of them apart. Urban Mech 2C decided he wanted to punch, and punched he did. Managed to damage us for 23 damage right onto the back torso. Not good. Not terrible either. And a gun carrier up top. Gun carriers, as we recently found out during our stream, can actually be equipped with a wide variety of LB cannons. Think like 4 LB2s. It was actually pretty stunning with the amount of damage you could deal. And the SP is coming down. I don't really care about the SP. It's not an interesting Hunchback version, and to be brutally honest, I already sold the Hunchback. And another punch coming in from the Urban Mech. They're trying to do a little bit of crowd control on us, which is not a terrible idea out of them. Ooh, that's... interesting. Okay, so you've got fluid guns. Oh, I see. You're the fire truck in Irby form. I get you. A little bit of machine gun fire coming out of the AMS turret, so we're going to walk up and hit it with an axe so that our Wolverine will have no trouble moving forward. Where are we? Oh, we're down here. Hacker is going to move. Ooh, actually, no. Hacker's got to wait. And that will allow Bullet Trap to start working on things. Bullet Trap's going to take a step back. I think he's going to turn this Urban Mech inside out. I don't know about you, but I think we got a decent chance of making it happen. Badly damaged the leg, blew it apart. He's going down. Didn't manage to blow off his arm, but that's not a terrible thing. We could salvage some of this. It's not going to be too terrible. On his back, injury down to 4 or 5. So this is like the elite Irby Mech. Starhawk now needs to move in. Hacker is, or no, Brothers at 19. Hacker will be at 15. That'll be fine. So let us stride forward, continuing to hold the cover. And I want to start putting the pressure on this turret chassis over here. I don't care about you just yet. We're going to worry about you in a bit, okay? So just sit tight and chill. Because I want to be able to focus enough firepower onto it that I can take care of it without risking too much. You're going to run over here, and you're going to chop into this particular AMS turret, because it's proving to be difficult. There it goes. That no longer exists. Got one more turret to take down, and I do believe that the Wolverine should have no trouble at all just bombing the crap out of it. After that, we'll probably pull the Hatchet Man back or throw him forward into the middle of this group. He is pretty good at what he does. And then we'll try and see if we can't rip the legs off that 2C. We've done a fairly decent job so far. I mean, every time that this Bushwhacker's aimed at the legs of something, it's blown them apart, so it's been pretty useful. The PPC, this is going to be total overkill. So I'm going to shut off the PPC on this one. Let's chill out a bit. It's so much heat. But yes, we should be able to handle this. Structure and turret destroyed. So we've got the turrets completely under control. We don't need to worry about them just shooting us with ridiculous amounts of firepower. But we do have to worry about this 2C. I don't know what he's got. It's probably an LB. Might be an ultra autocannon. I'm not really sure. He hasn't really fired at us. A little bit of fire going down. I may just... Oh, crap. I need to shut off his mask. Keep that in mind for the future, boys and girls. Holy shit! What the... What did we get hit by? This is Warfare Suite. That's not his mask side, I think.
I'm gonna need a medic.
Okay, good. What was in here? Just a Warfare Suite? And a medium laser. And this one was... a spiked fist. Okay, so this urban mech's gotta die. I underestimated Irby. I did not think Irby was any danger. I was anticipating maybe an AC-10. But instead, we got hit by... Please just keep passing your stability checks. We gotta keep you alive. It's bad. This guy's gonna stand up with all of his control. So, yeah, alright. Brother, having a bad day. And looks like that urban mech just walked into the fire for no reason. 17 is not great. Bullet trap, I'm in need of your services. How's your shot here? Really good, actually. You're gonna take that. Hi. Through the fire. I'd like his leg gone. Okay, that was not his leg. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think you may have missed. We're gonna maneuver over here. Oh, I'm a bit close. Did I have dead fire? I don't think I ever got it. No, I didn't. Yeah, I hit him. A whole bunch more missiles. Let's start getting him a little bit under control. I want him mostly intact. I really do. Because he's carrying clan tech, and I want that gun. Ooh, crap. If I keep doing this, it's going to tear off his torso. That's going to destroy the weapon. Is it? Oh, we don't know, actually. How much armor you got left? I can cold shot this. So we're going to offensive push. See if we can make sure we hit the leg. We're looking at 35-ish damage. So the large X-pulsed off. Medium off. This one on, this one off. Oh, weird. Yeah, we'll do that. Come on, leg. Oh, really? Come on! I'm gonna have to retreat back. Please don't hit me, please don't hit me. Please don't cause me to fall over. Jeez, he's surviving, which is stunning to me. He also took a headshot, which is not great. Turn that mask off. Yeah, we're up to 40% fail. So we can't take that. I am going to vigilance you so that you get rid of that so I can start sprinting because I got to get you back into cover a little bit. Hi. I'm here to hopefully blow your leg off with my one shot. I didn't even see it, but apparently it lit more fire going on here. That's unfortunate because I've just invested every single person in trying to take care of him and we didn't. So we got 4 pips of evasion. He probably could move into a very nasty position on me and just make me hurt a lot. Large laser, so we're dealing with a fleet with one of those, which is a bit unfortunate. What's the hatchet man going to do? Or not the hatchet man, what's the urban mech is... And the gun carrier, of course. But I'm more worried about the urban mech right now because he's right on top of me, basically. He is going to be on fire, so we've got that going for us. He is going to go for the punch. I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. Lovely. Have we been whittling down his No, we have been whittling down his cannon side. Well, we're going to have to do something about that. More missiles coming out of the hatchman. They recognize that he's critically damaged. He's missing a fairly significant chunk of the mech. Losing that spike fist just sucks. We've been steadily weakening this hatchetman lately, and I'm not happy about that at all. Hacker is in a position to go do something about this leg, or he could swap to the other side and go do something about it. I really do want to keep this mech mostly intact. So you know what Hacker's going to do? Hacker is actually going to reposition himself right about there. He'll be putting his back towards the enemy, and I don't want to do that. Start on the sprinting a little bit. So we'll position ourselves over here. Should place us mostly out of range. And we'll take care of this urban mech so I don't got to worry about him. I'm not really concerned with recovering any of this equipment. And we blew up a ton of it. But this ought to be a little bit helpful. Okay, brother. Now, what we're going to do, I know, just stick with me on this one. But what we want to do is we want to step back, take aim, and shoot him in the leg. You got that? You got a 91%? You know what? Let me just make this clear. The leg. Thank you. Okay, first leg is down. So this will put push the urban mech over, and that'll put a pilot injury on him, which will make him weaker to the follow-up, which will be a lot more lasers. And, you know, also knock him down in initiative. Majestic, you are also going to now take aim at his other leg. We got a 52% chance of making it happen. We've got to blow through 95 health. Blast it and just hope. CT is fine, just don't blow off that right arm. Why would you scatter it all over the mech? It didn't blow up the actual leg that I cared about. That's going to leave Bullet Trap, who's got a Gauss rifle to do it. Bullet Trap is not exactly known for leaving people intact, although he is pretty well known for kneecapping people, so from what we've seen so far. Alright, Bullet Trap, so it is up to you. We have wow, a lot of fire, actually. That is a lot of fire. You know what? You're gonna shoot from here. Can you see him? You can't. That's unfortunate. So we do have to move, and it is going to be through all of this fire. So let's position ourselves in the last piece of fire there. That'll be fine. That'll be perfect. 99 ones. The mech is on fire, which increases our heat, but we're actually really chill. The light PPCs don't generate too much heat. I mean, it's kind of okay with the amount of heat that we actually sink out of this thing, so we should be okay. So we need to destroy 35 health, which is one of our PPCs. So the silver bullet Gauss is going off. Oh, come on. We blew off the arm that has the clan pulse laser, which I would really much like. I'm trying to steal the mech intact, my friend. Get a 50% chance. I believe they actually already hit that one, but clearly that did not work. Okay, we got to start worrying about incoming fire, which is unfortunate because I wanted to sort of take care of this Irby in peace, and that's not happening. We are going to kill all these guys. We're going to get all their stuff, too, but I wanted 2C. 2C technology. Very important. Stop shooting the hatchman, please. I mean, he's not in this fight at the moment. He's missing a significant chunk of his damage, but no, they want him dead. So I may just have to run him out of the zone. I want to keep him in the area so I can keep plinking away at this urban mech, but that may not end up being something that can happen. You're not very fast anymore, but you are going to blast away, aren't you? I don't know what he shot at me with, but I'm not happy about it because it looked like it was very painful, and I'd like to pull away. Hacker.
How's it going?
What's your chances to... Actually, no, you're not... You can't engage that urban mech. If you do, you will blow him to little tiny pieces. Not the small military buildings, but I'd like a direct line of sight on one of these. Apparently, that does not exist. So, you know what? I'm actually going to keep the PPC off. We're just going to lob some missiles, send it over by way of the flea. Don't need that much damage on the flea, just enough to penetrate the armor and blow off that large laser. Bullet Trap. Bullet Trap, you get to sort of sprint forward right over here. And you've got 99 ones again, but if I shoot from there, then I lose my opportunity. So we're going to do this. I don't have shot on the... I don't have a shot on that leg. I'm going to have to maneuver. So which leg is your leg that still exists? It is the left one, which is on the opposite end of me. So you know what? You're also going to go engage the enemy at this point, because we really need to start fighting them. Not you. Well, actually, that's a building. Don't care about any of you. The Hunchback is pretty terrible. Really, all of them are really terrible. That's really awful. Okay, let's maneuver then. Let's get out of this incredible flaming inferno and actually see if we can't get some damage going down. I don't want to get too close to the SP because he is kind of equipped with close range technology in mind, but this may end up working. Our heat is perfectly under control. Okay, Hunchback SP. We were dealing with what now? Oh, really good now. All right, I'm on board with that one. Let's punch some holes in him. Sensors impaired, and net match nail him with both of our light PPCs. That's actually proving to be fairly effective, I think. I might be wrong on that, but I really kind of feel that that's a fairly good combination at the moment. It's... the way I had originally described it, sort of in my head, was that it's an inverse Night Star. Because the Night Star is equipped with 2 Gauss rifles and a PPC. So what we did was we basically took that and we inverted it. And gave him 2 PPCs and a Gauss rifle. It's looking to actually be not terrible. I kind of want to shoot you without exposing myself, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible. So that's indeed your left side, which is where you still have the leg. Alright, so we're going to have to do that. We're going to keep the high accuracy going on here, and not that. 95. This turns into 73s. It's an 82% chance to hit this leg, and we don't want to blow them apart too much. 4 shots, 100 damage. Please, please do not hit the other side of the mech. Just the leg. Okay, we got him. We got whatever is in that right arm, which was pretty terrifying, the amount of damage it dealt. Okay, we could get within range to axe the Hunchback, I believe. Yeah, we're going to turn on the mask. We're going to turn on the supercharger. So let it calculate and figure out exactly how far we can now move, because we have just told it we have a very different idea of what is capable now in the universe. And sprint versus normal walking. We can make it to that Hunchback, lovely. We're going to run right through the fire on this one. I have no qualms about doing that. What are you? Yeah, you're the flea. And you're the gun carrier, and this will put me in position to really be aggressive to everybody else. So through the flames. Hi. I should be able to do heat damage from doing this, but whatever. Okay. I forgot. You're down to 131 damage. Yeah, that's a problem. He's very evasive and defended, but very close to a lot of enemies now. I think I'm going to run him away next turn. He's only got 29 armor left in the CT, so that's probably not a great idea. Hunchback SP is on fire. Sounds like he discoed. Doesn't sound like he hit anything, though. And being in the middle of the flames with that much... Yeah, he's heat critical now. And he's worried about explosions, which he should be. Are we up with the flea next, or the hunter? Oh, no, it's the gun carrier. Flea is on the move, trying to get a little bit of a wider angle on this one. And the gun carrier, gonna blast away at the bushwhacker. A couple of hits, nothing too terrible. So, looks like he's got probably light autocannons or something. As the fire continues to spread, looks like we're gonna burn down this entire place without having to do anything. Alright, let's take a shot at, not you, but you, because you didn't move all that fast or all that far. So, pop him. Blow off a leg, blow off a leg. Oh, come on. We got so very close to tearing that leg off. I don't want to move too far away from my cover. So yes, we're going to keep in the fire. We're sort of using the smoke as a smoke screen, and it's proving to be quite effective. The Starhawk, however, does not want to be in the fire. That would be the last place we would want it, because that would cook it. Okay, turn the large X-Pulse back on. Just that on, just for we've got it. And I need one hit to a leg. Please provide. Okay, we got the leg. So his right leg is destroyed. That will put him on the ground and vulnerable and in the middle of fire. So we may be cooking this pilot a little bit to death. So that's going to be lovely. I really want to know what this urban mech had. I'm dying to know. I don't know what 2Cs normally have, so we've got to figure it out. I would like a direct line of sight to Mr. I'm on my back Wolverine and now about to be killed. At least that's the hope anyway. But at the same time, I don't want to reveal myself too much. 73s. How about if I just went forward to get a direct line of sight? 78s. I'm going to do it. Hi, Mr. Wolverine. Or not Wolverine, the Hunchback on the ground. 52% chance. Turn on the Donald PPC. Let's make sure that it hits for as much damage as possible. Blast away. Okay, he is unsettled. Which, if I were in the middle of fire... I would definitely also be very much unsettled. We probably don't have a great chance of actually killing any of that, so we're going to maneuver up here, see if we can't start dealing with the vehicles. And stomp with the first one. Lovely. We do have our back towards the enemy, which a 50 damage laser is going to hurt a lot if he manages to hit. Kind of relying a little bit on my evasion at the moment, and the fact that I'm in a forest, but he will have an increased chance of actually hitting me. The flea is going to kick. And he did hit me, which is a bit unfortunate, because that's going to reduce my initiative. I really want to be able to kill this gun carrier, though. Gun carrier's pulling back, but not far enough. A little bit more. It's not actually a penetrating hit. He hit one of the arms or the torsos, which then transfers the damage internally. You're cooking. You're missing a leg, and you're unsettled. Do you really want to continue this? He's decided he wants to fire his medium laser at the Wolverine. That is a brilliant, brilliant plan. By the way, I think we may have put a beacon up to literally everybody that this base is currently under attack. Could be wrong, but I think they might know we're here. 42, that's actually not terrible. Or I could focus on you. I don't actually know anything about you, do I? Majestic, do you actually know anything about him? He is in the middle of the fire. You know what? Just, you have, oh, you do not have shoot and scoot, so that would be a problem. So we are going to have to get on the move as we sort of burn our way through this. Is that... That's not cooking. Okay, I can work with that. That'll put us in a nice position to sort of keep pushing up on the Hunchback. And we don't know anything about him, but I figure with enough concentrated laser firepower, we can get something interesting done to him. Explosion? Aha! Explosion! Alright, so we've managed to very badly dent him, tore off a lot of the mech. Dude, you've got 2 injuries left. Do you really want to be hanging around at this point? I'm gonna maneuver over here and start focusing on this flea a little bit. Actually, oh no, I can't. I can't see it. Turn off the PPC so that we can then lob a whole ton of missiles the flea's way. Penetrating hit, structure exposed, but we didn't actually break him just yet. Brother, you have another target. It's, of course, this tank up here. Luckily, we can maneuver all the way into the back of him. It's not going to be particularly accurate because we are missing an important piece of the mech, but it was good enough. And we should get... Oh, there were only AC2 normals. That's incredibly disappointing. Plus some heat from the fire. And bullet trap. Do you want to just kill somebody? I mean, I think it's possible. Not from there. Definitely not there. Okay, let's maneuver a little bit. Let's get a slightly better angle. Keep maneuvering into exploding on fire cover because we can handle it. Oh, only using 2 PPCs is, or 2 light PPCs in the Silver Bullet Cast is proving to be a fantastic combination. Blast him. Okay, so, and SRM ammo explosion. There goes the mech. The pilot incapacitated, apparently. Which I can believe. Alright, we've only got a flea now to worry about. And the flea could hurt a lot, but the flea decided that he wanted to go punch somebody. Which I gotta say, I'm not sure that was your greatest idea ever. This guy's got an ERPPC. So he doesn't care that you got close to him. He's just gonna kill you. Let's just get around to the back here. Hello. Oh, high accuracy. And, ooh, we are actually gonna cook. You know what? We're fine. There goes the flea. Blew up the large laser, unfortunately, but all's fair in love and war and PPCs. Oh, the other cool thing about him is, despite being a ballistic mech, because, you know, he has ballistic weapons on him, the Gauss rifle, he actually doesn't care, because he can't explode, because all of his ammo is inert, because it's just slugs from a Gauss rifle. Alright, let's go finish off this entire base and just flatten everything. So it took a little bit more damage than I otherwise kind of would have liked, especially for a first mission. Was kind of hoping... Oh, it's just normal PPC. We need to get an ERP on there as soon as possible. Because I don't want to have to worry about people getting in close to this mech. Alright, we're gone. And we saved some clan tech. Maybe a... Oh, if you've got a clan XL engine, I would just be so many levels of thankful. Please? I don't know what's in it. I don't know what's in a trash can 2C, but I'm really eager to find out. We took a lot of damage to try and take that guy mostly intact, and we did. I mean, we lost part of his torso, but his center torso survived. 205,000, and yeah, Hatchet Man, that's nasty. We still we have a replacement Warfare Suite. We don't have a new Spiked Fist, so we are just going to have to accept that reduction in damage, which is a problem. I've got to figure out something about it. So an Urban Mech 2C, Client 2C style, Omni-Mech, Golden Sensory, studied data, blah, blah, blah. But the Urban Mech posse was quite dangerous. Gotta give him credit for that. Donald PPC, so that must have been on the Urban Mech. Serum Ultra AC-10 Clan, thank you. Clan Endo, thank you. You, of course, have Ultra AC ammo for this, right? I hope so. A couple of fusion cores I don't care for. Predator, plus 10% call shot bonus, no. Clan Pharaoh, absolutely. Clan Doubles. I mean, I don't have the double heatsinks to back that up. Heatsink kit double, potentially. How many of these do I got at this point? 5. Yeah, I'm not going to take that. Do we have any AC-10 ammo? Ultra AC-10 ammo. Do I have any? I do not. I'm going to do this. Pull that off, and yeah. So picking up a bit of the clan tech on this one, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. So yeah, this was great. Just got to double check one last time through. So I have 5 double heatsink kits. I don't care about this. And it's not clan double heatsink kits. Just got to make sure that there's no clan engines in here. Clan Pharaoh, it only takes 7 slots. It's all the joy that you love out of Ferrofibros without taking as many slots as Ferrofibros does. So it's much, much better. Although I'm seeing that normal Ferrofibros apparently is only 10 slots instead of the 14 that it's supposed to be. So Clan Ferrofibros, a little bit nerfed from what it kind of should be. So yeah, I'm not seeing any sort of clan fusion core or clan engine, so that's all right. A couple of Donald PPCs. I've already got one that I'm using, and let's lock that in. Oh, clan tech. So we got one of the Hunchback SP parts, we got a 2C part, and a couple other Urban Mech parts, which we'll probably sell. Whole bunch of AC2s, which we'll probably sell. And fluid gun, don't care. Yeah, nothing special. Did we get the kit, by the way? We did not, but that's all right. How many double heats do we have? We only have 9, so picking up 2 more is a little bit helpful, because we are starting to move into a level where we will be having external double heatsinks. Hopefully not too many, because I will buy e-cooling in order to sort of sort that out, but that's sort of the thing that we're a little bit worried about. Not too much, just it is in the back of our mind. So a decent amount of clan tech on this one. I'm not sure what I'm going to put that ultra autocannon into, but we need to get a mech with a clan tech ultra autocannon into it, because that should be lighter and more reliable, which is things that are very nice. If we pick up another Bushwhacker, I would absolutely put an Ultra AC-10 in that thing, because it will be lighter than our Gauss rifle. A little less concentrated damage, though. That is, of course, a difference. The Silver Bullet Gauss probably has longer range and will have more damage, and the Silver Bullet can also fire, or the Pirate Silver Bullet can fire in cluster mode, which is just super useful. So Pirate Silver Bullet Gausses are just amazing. I love them so much. All right, let's see what we got. War activities. 210,000. Jeez, that's a rough repair. But we are, of course, going to take it. It's 17 days, but it's not quite going to be 17 days, but it is going to be pretty long. Let's go check it out. 13 days on that one. We got a couple of other mechs that are currently being modified. The Shadowhawk, we put in basically a new cockpit, so we're going to move him up just so we've got the bigger tonners on this one. Going to need a couple of days to get our mechs ready, although we need 3 days for the 18 to be ready, so that's fine. So 1, 2, and 3. And pause. Is that all the A-Team? That is all the A-Team. What's left to be fixed? The Hatchman in 11 days and the Uziel in 2. The Uziel has his heavy PPC back. By the way, you may have noticed we now have 14 million C-Bills, and the reason for that is I went through and I sold everything that we didn't really need and numbers that we don't normally keep. So as you can see, I went on a bit of a selling spree on this. Got a selling spree on this. We're keeping all of these until we manage to get a decent core, but we have considerably fewer things. And just to give you an idea of the current cost, and this should be basic because I did delete the entire mod folder when I upgraded to the most recent version. 318 units of gear. That's only charging us 133,249, and the mech parts are 776 tons for 53. That actually feels kind of reasonable to me. The rest of the increase in price comes from the fact that we are now determining how much a mech is worth by what's on it. So your gear now influences the actual price of the mech upkeep, which is great. That is awesome the way it should be, and I'm very happy about that. And the prices that they're currently charging me for storage, that's actually kind of reasonable, or at least it feels reasonable for this point of the game. It's about, what, 150,000 more, which I can, or 200,000 more, which I can kind of live with. If that changes, we may modify things more, but they're tuning the values really nicely, and I'm much more on board with what they're currently asking instead of suddenly watching this balloon to 6 million or whatever. All right, so the A-Team is ready to go. Let's go check them out, make sure that these MechWarriors are prepared, although I really do not want to take that mission without the Hatchetman. Although, will the Hatchetman have anything worth doing at that point, actually? Warlord has been changed. Warlord now is, rough. So you generate 10 heat per turn for the next 4 turns after using Warlord, but you chill out 40 heat immediately, minus 10% heat generated on that shot, and you get 10% more damage and +1 accuracy. This is a really huge nerf to Warlord. Warlord was definitely the ability that you had to have, but this may be a bit much. I'm not sure. The idea is they want to turn Warlord into this must die this turn and I must suffer consequences following, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, you want to give some risk reward out of the higher level abilities. But, oh, that was rough. It's quite painful. It is. Now, compare that to Sensor Lock. Sensor Lock is going to remove 2 pips of evasion. That's fairly decent, but nobody ever gets it because in general, you kind of want to move down the gunnery tree because multi-target is very useful, although we haven't used it all that much. Ghost Mech is also incredibly good still, so it's very nice. We don't actually have a pilot with Ghost Mech, though, which I suppose just sort of demonstrated just how overpowering the original Warlord was. So this will be an interesting change. It is definitely a painful change, and I may end up retraining a couple of pilots. I do have the retrainer ability now on, so we can pay a certain amount of C-bills and basically respec a pilot entirely. So that is currently something in mind. We may end up retraining a couple of pilots into Ghost Mechs. Not Ripper, because Warlord is my thing, and always the main character will have Warlord, unless it becomes a you press this button to self-destruct button. Anyway, I really don't want to take that 3-level contract that I was looking at. We were looking at a steal the prototype capture base. It's 5 of 21, but at 3 skulls, I really, really do not want to do that one without the Hatchetman, because the Hatchetman is a significant amount of firepower, or at least he was. So that's going to be really painful to deal with, the fact that we've lost even the spiked fist. We're going to have to be on the look for more stuff, because otherwise that Hatchetman may actually find itself not being in the battle anymore, because I may not have the ability to pressure the enemy that hard. Well, we've already made one painful decision today, so let's make another. So we will take steal the prototype. Yeah, discovered latest prototype. Let's drop some mechs on top of them. It is against the local pirate organization. Local pirates may actually have something really cool. Or they could have clan tech, because the local pirates can have a lot of stuff. Pull all of these off. This is going to be a full 55-ton mission, folks. So we got to move the Wolverine down and the Bushwhacker down so that the Starhawk and the Shadowhawk can be right next to each other. Shadowhawk recently has gotten a brand new sensor tracker for a little bit more increased accuracy to make those MRMs just even more dangerous. And eventually I will pull this pirate targeting computer out of this mech and put it into somebody. I'm not sure who yet. I'm leaning on the Bushwhacker just because, you know, powerful gals. But that may not be the case. So Exodus in the Starhawk, Hammer, and the Wolverine? Ooh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend that point. I've been saving it because I'm trying to build up even more on his skills, but he's going to need to actually hit somebody. Get that. Lock it in. We're going to recover his gunnery a little bit so he's not completely worthless. Just mostly worthless. He's not meant to be a gunner. That's not his job. What he does is he walks up and he hits people with big, heavy axes and hammers. It's rather amusing. Alright, so let's go nail these guys to the wall. So, Wolverine down, Bushwhacker down, Shadowhawk in, Bull Trap out, Hacker out, Majestic out, Exodus in that, Hammer in the Wolverine. Ripper is going to be the Bushwhacker because I really like it, and that will put the Shadowhawk with Witness. Yeah, your tactics are the same, so your point-blank range is the same. Your guts are a little bit lower, but that's fine. Let's rock and roll. Alright, so a brand new assault on a 3-skull mission for today's final mission, or unless this goes insanely quickly. Unless this ends up being like payroll missions where there's only 2 units that are actually defending the payroll. Which, yeah, if it were that case, then we'd be probably done in time to get another mission in. So dropping down with a full 55-ton lance, not having a melee mech is really scary for me, because we really like to sort of lean on our melee mechs a little bit. They allow us to basically walk in and almost delete someone from the fight. Not having that is going to be painful. Being so low on damage is also going to be painful. If that 136 damage is indicative of what we're actually looking at in terms of full damage, that Hatchet Man may actually get pulled out. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Although there are a couple of parts that we can buy. Things like excavator claws, which we may end up being able to use. We'll see. Anyway, capture base. We have learned the local pirate organization here on the Aragon has been busy working on this new water filtration technology, which is both extremely valuable and likely to shift the balance of power in the region by opening up more worlds for colonization. We've discovered where they're working on the latest prototype, and we know they're monitoring the location of our own mechs in the area, so we need a mercenary lance to make the vanguard assault and catch them by surprise. We'll then take over the facility with Leon forces. 3 skulls, 364,200 Seabills at 5 of 21 priority salvage. Let's go kick the door in. I'm very concerned, but we should be able to pull this off. I mean, we have 4 55-ton mechs, of which I'm very confident in 3 of them. One of them, the Wolverine, I still want to tune. I really want to do to the Wolverine what we did to the Shadowhawk and basically give him an MRM. That will give him more capability to do things. Yes, he loses the indirect fire, but the indirect fire is kind of not why we have him. All right, let's get on the roll. Peeking in on the enemy. There are defensive turrets, which is very unfortunate, although we are actually better equipped now to actually handle defensive turrets because we brought more people with long-range weaponry. So before we could really only attack turrets with 3 mechs. Now we actually can attack them with all 4 because we can be very aggressive. Although, as we saw in the last mission, the Hatchet Man could run up to any turret that was on the ground, which oftentimes was not the case. It actually seemed kind of rare that that happened. Maybe I'm just not thinking of other times when that occurred, but I seem to kind of distinctly recall that most turrets end up being up on pedestals. There is the research facility. Let's keep our eyes open. And word of warning, there are gun emplacements online, which is unfortunate. Light rifle, bombast laser, and a pair of light AC-5s. The bombast laser can be kind of painful. Do I Warlord? I can take care of the heat for now. Gives him additional 10% damage. You know what? No. We're only going to have a couple of mechs in range to actually hurt him, and it doesn't look like he's got an AMS. So we've weakened it pretty considerably. We should be able to move more people into the zone, and that should allow them to blast away. Oh, do I sprint? Sprinting's not going to do anything for me, I don't think. Not on this one. Pair of 59s, let's lob a couple of missiles over towards him, because he's not really a gunner. He doesn't know quite what to do with a weapon that is designed to go long range and downtown. Can I get into... I can, barely. Okay, so we can actually see it, though. So, maneuvering right over there. That'll give us the last shot. Only the Silver Bullet Gauss. Penetration, but did not kill because of the new mechanics. In terms, they doubled the health of turrets, the structure, but reduced the armor by 15%, and we actually got hit by that one a little bit. I think we hit it, but I can't see it. It's not really clear. 25% turrets destroyed. Yes, it is indeed gone. Good job. So we've managed to take out the first turret before anybody actually knew that we were here. And it's back up to us. Okay, so Witness can maneuver forward a little bit more. See what other turrets we run into. Oh, goodness. We've got a Calliope. You're probably the same thing, so I'm going to focus on this Calliope. I'm in range to fire everything, so this may actually be enough to break this turret in one go. Yes, it is. Wow. This Shadowhawk is really good. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I was fairly confident in it when I originally built it, but the way it currently is set up is just beautiful. Oh, we're PPC range as well. And that's just gonna mount on the damage. Alright, we've almost got most of these turrets handled. Let's get Exodus in range to sort of contribute to the battle. And we'll put him right there. That will allow him to fire just as large pulse. So we probably should have run him in just a little bit closer. We will punch through the armor, but we're not going to kill it. Luckily, we still have Ripper along, that he will be able to take care of that, I assume. Oh yeah, no problems at all. We'll just run him all the way up to make sure that he can keep up with the group. We will turn off the rocket launchers. I want to save them for a rainy day. And enough shots in order to annihilate that. We've got one more turret left to go, and we have demonstrated that we can quite handily handle turrets. So once the turrets are out, I will breathe a sigh of relief. Maybe that'll be a premature sigh of relief, but I think we can take it. Ooh, did not get a sight on it. That's unfortunate, because he's our best turret buster. Alright, we will maneuver in together and slowly. I don't think anybody's got an active probe, actually, which is a bit of a concern. I will leapfrog you very slightly. Still no line of sight. And, of course, we now need to sprint the Starhawk to keep up with everybody. So nothing currently on the radar, which is a little bit concerning. And we got hostile reinforcements that are dropping sort of along our engagement path, which is unfortunate, because we really want to wipe these turrets out before we have to worry about these. Got a light weapon carrier, which is not the worst thing in the world. Bulldog, not a bad thing either. So those two are not bad, actually. I'm perfectly content to fight those guys. I feel like I've been here before. Okay, I'm going to place myself out in the open to see what we've got. Cicada, Wolfhound, yeah, that's super light. We don't care. Target the camouflage turret and bust it up, please. Yeah, lots of good hits on that. I think the MRMs should be able to do the job. A couple of them missed. Yeah, MRM took care of it. So that's all the turrets out. Very happy with that, because now we don't have to worry about just absurd amounts of blitzes of damage. But yeah, this is... Cicadas? Really? I mean, that's a 40-ton mech. We took this one for 5 of 21 salvage. That's going to be painful. Not the amount of damage that we're going to take, but the fact that if that's all we've got, then... Maybe it's not. Maybe there's another enemy force that's sort of circling or milling around over there. These are just reinforcements. Whole bunch of shots boring into us. So they are decent pilots. So maybe that's where all the points, I suppose, that you gained for a mission went into. Is to just make sure that they could nail us quite hard. Can I get a direct line of sight, please? 44. How about if I got well in close to them to say hi? 32, so even worse. So we will, of course, then walk over here, get that easy shot on the Cicada. Yeah, I could fire at you. Could Warlord it. Increase by 1 accuracy. That's, what, 5%-ish? Yeah, we'll just lob it. Couple of PPCs not able to quite connect, unfortunately. We're going to get a little bit closer to him, we'll be able to break him. All we need to do is pull Witness back a little bit so he's better protected, and we should have things mostly under control. Get a nice little sprint going on. That'll be 33s. I would like to get him to melee range. He can still use his Juggernaut ability, or Berserker ability. Juggernaut? Yeah, Berserker. Quite effectively in this mech, because it does deal 50 damage normal. That's not, you know, the 250 damage that we used to be able to do with our Hatchet Man, but it's still a fairly significant amount of damage. And over here, did we get a little fire? Yeah, we'll get a little fire down. We can't see anybody else, we may as well just open up. And we actually did manage to get a hit. So the Bulldog already on the board for being taken down. Alright, Witness can now maneuver freely, and Witness, do you see them? You see the light weapons carrier, which is carrying a metric ton of thunderbolts. Yeah, we're going to Warlord this, and we're going to go kill that. So the additional accuracy, and yeah, this is a this must needs a die moment. Okay, we got that out of the fight, and we'll be salvaging a whole ton of stuff from that. And he does have shoot and scoot, because I do like to put that on my 18 pilots, which will allow us to basically protect ourselves by doing that. Ace pilot. Lovely. So we've pulled back. They've got to pull forward if they want to actually get us within sight, assuming they don't have sensors, which they very well may. And what are you going to respond with? We've got 25% of the reinforcements. Cicada going to the low ground. Wouldn't have done that if I were them, but maybe I just haven't realized the amazing strategy that is being executed against me. That is always an option. I could fire the... yeah, we'll fire the Donald. We're good still. Oh, we managed to hit. I'm very happy I hit with the Donald now. Was that a headshot? Oh, no, it wasn't with a... If the Donald had headshot, that would have killed him. So if that PPC had managed to touch him, he would not be there anymore. Let's sprint, maybe? 44? How about if I just walked and got that direct line of sight? Can I get a direct line of sight? It may not be possible. Yeah, it's not possible. Okay, so we will indeed sprint then. And we are going to sprint out into the open, and I will Warlord him as well. We can handle the heat in this mech. This mech is really chill, actually. It's kind of surprising. Oh, I managed to miss most of our shots. His sensors aren't paired. That'll make him less accurate and less likely to actually hit us on this one. And we are going to now have to deal with heat increase on 2 of our mechs. Wow, the Shadowhawk just taking hits like a champ on this one. Armor's getting a little bit light. We're down by quite a bit on a few of these. Exodus in the Starhawk. He, of course, cannot afford, I don't believe, to burn himself down. But maybe. You know what? Yeah, we'll take the increased heat for the next 4 rounds. Because I think I can... I was about to say I think I can burn him down a little bit, but clearly not. He's lost his evasion, he is unsettled, but he will now get to move, which will mean that he's going to be quite aggressive against a couple of these mechs. He's going to blast away with his lasers immediately on the Wolverine, but the Wolverine is mostly okay, hasn't taken many hits so far. I assume he's going, well, he has to walk, he is unsteady, so he's not going to be all that quick, and he moved closer to us.
I hear ya.
Alright, Witness, you got a shot, or not really? I don't think so, no he doesn't. So we're just going to continue to move him around. We will be in the trees over here, we'll be able to target the cicada. From long range, we are dealing with a little bit of extra heat, but that's all right. Actually, I could turn off one of these lasers and be perfectly fine. Well, not that one, because that's an accurate one, but that one. Fire away. May as well just get some fired on. A couple of penetrations. We did hit him with the tag, so he will be more vulnerable moving up, and a whole bunch of penetrating hits, so that's quite lovely. Is it the cicada moving next? Because everybody else is moving ahead of this wolfhound. I do believe I can mob him this turn. I think that will be something very much within our power to do. Cicada moving forward. Alright, Hammer is within punching distance of him. He could go Berserker. If you went up to the punch, what are we looking at here? 76. It's not terrible. We would be dealing 50 damage. If I just shot at him, 71% chance. If I step back to shoot him a little bit. Yeah, that's just too good not to do. So, compared to his normal punch. And unfortunately, we missed with the PPC, which would have been that too good to miss out damage. You have shoot and scoot, and you have a wonderful target. Blast him. Okay, that time we hit him with the important stuff. Managed to blow off most of his things. Took out his large laser quite nicely, and we'll continue to move forward a bit aggressively. Exodus should be able to finish him off. Maybe not. But never mind, he actually does get to move before Exodus. I did not realize that. I thought we were going to have the move on him, but clearly not. Even though we managed to blow off an important part of his weapon system. He's down to just a couple of medium lasers. Maneuvering even closer to Exodus may have been the wrong choice, my little friend. What do you got left? Your leg on the right side is vulnerable. I can't get to it. I'm just going to be shot at the next turn, which would be a bit unfortunate. Do I care about you? Maybe a fusion core? We're taking this for 5 of 21 salvage, which is a bit disappointing. Blast him! Take out the leg, please, is what I'm kind of looking for here. Or an ejection, that would be great too. So legs destroyed. Come on, eject, buddy. There's no sense in staying in, and he's out of there. Okay, lovely. Fire control system standard, so we didn't lose anything too important. We'll be able to get at least his fusion core. Maybe he's got a pirate engine or something. I don't know. These are pirate vehicles, apparently. Alright, Hammer is going to be up, and Hammer is going to maneuver himself into a position where hopefully he can shoot at the cicada. Not quite, unfortunately. I can expose him. He's doing pretty decently so far, so we're fine with that. Could shoot down on you, but I am going to shoot down on you. I will cook it a little bit more. Unfortunately, we missed. We did, however, spray him with a whole ton of fire. We'll probably just keep the pressure on moving forward on him. If we can get him to melee with vehicles, he'll actually do quite nicely, especially with Berserker. Cicada maneuvering just very slightly before opening fire with a little bit more fire. And he doesn't seem to realize that if we just shut off a PPC, we can basically ignore any sort of flamer he throws our way. Alright, Exodus, you know what? Also keep the pressure on that tank, and the reason why is because I'm trying to save any sort of fusion cores that I might accidentally run into. Okay, we've opened up his front, so he is very vulnerable. We've also managed to damage his tracks, so he will not be able to evade us for much long. And yeah, if I engage this guy, I will just utterly blitz him out of existence, and he knows it. What do you got? Twin medium lasers and flamer. Yeah, kill the tank. It's a little bit more dangerous. Turn that on, because we've only got a couple more turns of having to deal with the fire. Apparently shooting into the sky was exactly what we had in mind. Blew up his pirate engine and an AC-2. Or no, only critted the AC-2. Not a pirate engine, but an internal combustion engine, so we're perfectly safe on that. Hi, in the last mission, we demonstrated that we very much liked putting, well, kneecapping people. It was rather hilariously effective, actually. So if you could just go down, please. Oh, he hit him both times. Unfortunately, he did miss him with the silver bullet house, it looks like. So the cicada is falling back a bit, not moving very quickly, missing most of his shots. Did actually manage to hit the flamer, so an increase of 10 heat. That's nothing, unfortunately, for him. And I have a shot down into his side. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Turn off that PPC. Let's get the heat under control. And blast him with the missiles. Okay, leg is destroyed. Foot is destroyed. Just on the ground, please. Give up. Eject. You do look like you're just a normal cicada, if I'm completely honest. So I don't really think that I care about keeping you alive. Maybe, but I really don't think so. Turn off the ammo, maybe? 75 damage? Yeah, we could do that. The MRM will just butcher him, so we'll turn that off. We may have butchered him. His CT is very vulnerable. Eject, man. You're on the ground. You're surrounded. Just bail. Do you really want to make this fight? Apparently he does. What's left? About 50 health left. And the CT is about 40-ish. Well, if we're lucky, we'll hit all shots on that. Nope, nope, we put it right through the CT. And almost got landed on by a dropship. That is fascinating. Whew, that came close. Bushwhacker, very happy you're not there. The dropship is, of course, on fire, which may prove to be a bit of a problem. Or maybe not. Let's get everybody on the way. We're just going to occupy the base in a somewhat disappointing opposition mission. I suppose most of the challenge was in the skill level of the pilots, of which I do rate that skill level fairly highly, given the number of shots that Wolfhound made. That Wolfhound was fantastic. Everybody else, though, not so much. Let's just move around here, because it looks like that might not be on the ground. And Ripper will, of course, follow. This mech was very tightly designed, and I'm very, very happy to see how well the light PPCs ended up working. Because I wasn't going to take him. I was like, light PPCs, it's 2 tons, and it basically does a little bit more damage than a medium laser. Is it worth it? But you know what? The ability to obscure the target was very nice. Maneuver around over here on the side. As well as the range. It's just proving to be quite effective. And his heat is more than under control on this thing, so it's not a problem at all. So we were able to keep the high speed. We were able to keep a lot of support equipment on board, which makes him very efficient. He's got a fairly decent-sized fusion core. And brace. Exodus. We'll keep running as well. Get around to the side.
No shooting, just running. Got it.
And is that going to be it? That does look like it's it. And the mission successful. Lovely. So 2 successful missions, although one more successful than the other. But then again, one more gave us more stuff than the other. Because let's be honest, the mission that we lost half of our hatchet man to, we got a lot cooler stuff. I don't anticipate just being awed by whatever I'm about to get here, because last I checked, turrets don't actually give you anything. So, because of that, I anticipate we are going to get gypped a little bit on this one. I mean, the reputation is nice. No penetrating hits, a couple of rough damage. No damage to the Bushwhacker, looks like. So the Bushwhacker and the Starhawk both took no damage in that one. The Wolverine and the Shadowhawk, on the other hand, took a little bit more than I otherwise would have liked. And yes, Cicada parts, Wolfhound parts, medium lasers, MGs, Thunderbolts. A 210 rated fusion core, I guess? Even then, do I care about it? I have 1 already. I like to have at least 2, that way I can sort of quickly build up mechs. Yeah, that was terrible. That was awful. Probably never going to use Thunderbolt 5s, if I'm completely honest. I got Thermobolt ammo for minus more damage, but increased amounts of heat. How much do they weigh in tonnage-wise? Yeah, 3 tons. Ugh. That's just heavy. It's a single-shot missile. The problem is it's so vulnerable to AMS. Well, minus 30% chance to be intercepted, so there is that working for it. The LRM-5s clearly not. And the AC-2s, I have 3 of them, and most of those I have special AC-2s, which I would rather use. I just sold a whole ton of Wolfhound parts, so I'm not going to be able to get that either. Yeah, let's grab some Thunderbolts. May as well. Actually, no, what's the internal combustion engines? Or the parts? The parts. And the reason why for the parts is the parts are heavy. And by heavy, I mean they're going to give me a lot of cash. Well, a reasonable amount of cash for them compared to everything else. We got 2 Thunderbolts and no ammo for them, but that's okay. Because I don't really use Thunderbolts anymore. Maybe at some point I will decide that I want a Thunderbolt carrier of my very own, but it just seems to be like a lot of weight for not a whole heck of a lot of firepower. So, something needs to be done about Thunderbolts, I think. Maybe not. Maybe they're in a good place, but the Thunderbolt 5 is just rather underwhelming to me. We did have, in a previous campaign, Star Wars Sardaukar, we had a Rapier, I believe, that had a pair of Thunderbolts, but I think they were Thunderbolt 10s. They might have been 15s even. Because it was fairly effective at just hiding behind the line, because it had a pirate targeting computer, and it would just lob missiles at the enemy, and it was very, very deadly, up until the point where it half got blown up. But in the meantime, while it didn't get blown up, it was still really impressive in just the amount of damage it could do. It was one of the better mechs that we had, because we were actually sort of scraping the bottom in that campaign early on. Star Wars Sardaukar had a really nasty early period before we managed to recover it. But yeah, 20,000 for the next 5 days. Not the worst thing in the universe. How's that repair gonna... 2 days? Put the hatchet man up. How long until the next mission? We're looking at 3 days at the very least. Yeah. Well, Hammer and brother. Yeah, so 3 days at the least, so that'll put everybody back online. So 1, 2, and 3. And the high-capacity conduits are done. So now that those are done, we can come up, not star map, wrong place. I mean, it's impressive and all, I get it, but we're not looking to travel just about yet. Ship upgrades. And what we desire is, I was thinking about structure. This is just so expensive. Structural reinforcement would give us the ability to put on the final pod. Now might be a good time to start getting the medical bays. +1 medical point? Maybe not. 3 morale, 1 medical, and this is just +1 morale. I think we finished these, because the original reason we started going in this direction is because we had the cash, and we kind of wanted to get rid of it. How much are you? 2.25 million? How long is that going to take, actually? We're looking at 20 days. Yeah, I'm getting the 0G pool before that. I want to be able to relax in my pool. Or the low G pool. 0G pool would just be a bubble and we would have problems. So let's go check out our MechWarriors. The B team should be ready to go at this point. Yes, they are. Bullet Trap is not anywhere near. Hacker, no. Hammer, no. And Majestic, no. So they're all ready to rock and roll. Our mechs in the mech bay, unfortunately, we're going to have to basically fully rebuild this Hatchetman. And I don't have the parts to fully rebuild this Hatchetman. That's going to be the most painful part about it. It's another 7 days that he's going to be out. The Uziel's going to be ready in a day. It's been going to be ready in a day for a while now. The only thing I did was put the heavy PPC back on it. It's just staying out of range. So these are our current mechs at the moment. We've trimmed it down to 8. We've gotten rid of all of our stored mechs, and we're kind of keeping an eye closer on these parts. In fact, let's do that right now. An urban mech RQ. No, I am going to save the 2C just because if we get any more of these, we may actually get something interesting. The sling, I'm keeping. The 3M, I'm getting rid of. Actually, no, I'm keeping it because it amuses the heck out of me. That the Raven 3L the Raven was a light mech, electronic warfare battle mech, which it first debuted at the end of the Third Succession War. Was not just one of the first truly original mech designs produced in centuries, but also represented humanity's refusal to slide back technologically. So the Raven 3L. And the Raven 3M description is, this variant, based on the 3L, removed the SRM-6 launcher and the medium lasers and the electronic warfare system and tag laser in order to turn the Raven into a long-range fire support system. Why don't they stack? I don't know, but I'm keeping around just because it makes me laugh. I'm selling Wolfhounds because I'm not a fan of the mech and I don't really need it. I'm keeping the Commando SP part just because, you know, if we get another Mr. Stabby, I think that'd be absolutely hilarious. Probably wouldn't keep it, but yeah. Cicada parts we're not keeping unless it was a special one, and it was not. The Hunchback 4SP, we already had a Hunchback, so I'm not really interested in keeping that either. Wolverine, we're very close to one. We only need kind of one more part, depending on whether or not the Wolverine Q stacks with it. If not, then we need 2 more parts to build another Wolverine. 55-ton mechs would be very useful. The Hatchetman 5K we're keeping because it's very cool. The Trebuchet we can get rid of. I don't know why I have this still here. We have fought campaigns with Trebuchets before. We do not need to experience them now. Keeping the Kintaro. I like Kintaros. Kintaros are cool. Hellspawns. I love the derpy little Hellspawn. I think it's adorable. I'm keeping that until something happens with it, and I'm not sure what. Probably need to head at some point to Curetan Space to see if we can get a Hatchetman with a sword. And I really kind of hope that there is actually a sword on it. I doubt it, but I have secret hope for it. And then we're saving it for these mechs. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.